Hello YouTube, this is Magic, and I'm here to bring you another episode of Let's Play Shadowrun Returns. In our last episode, I have a flashback and learned that one of my good old Shadowrunner buddies has kicked the bucket, and he has left me some money to figure out who killed him. So I've flown over to Seattle to check out his body at the morgue, and so yeah, here it is. Let's get started. Your plane hits the sea tarmac with a jolt. Welcome to Seattle. The chilly northwest rain obscures your vision as you step onto the tarmac. Before long, you're sitting in the cramped backseat of a cab, following the signal from Sam's locator chip into the heart of Redmond Barrens. Organ grinders, a legal chop shop for body parts, whether from the living or the dead. If you're hurting bad enough from wind, this is the place to sell a limb or an organ. It's also a good place to dispose of an inconvenient body while making a little cash on the side. This franchise is the closest thing the Barrens has to a morgue. It seems this is where Sam Watt's body has ended up. You open the door and are assaulted by the smell of death and bleach. There we go. Alright. Ask the coroner about Sam Watts. I'm in the back. The smell of death and decomposition wash over you, only slightly masked by a minty fake fresh of industrial grade antiseptic. Everything sucks in the future. Ah, there he is. Anything I can click? Nope. Alright. Dresden. Let's speak to him. And I guess that's Sam. Hovering over the recently departed is a small dwarf, whistling a tune. His broad grin says, I love my job. A little more than you want to expect from someone in the chop shop trade. As you approach, he looks up with a lopsided grin. There's something kindly in his eyes, though it might be just a stray reflection of chrome and surgical tools. Sorry, I didn't expect any visitors at this hour. Some asshole at corporate took my receptionist. What can I do for you? Are you the coroner? I'm John Dresden, the organ grinders branch manager here. So yeah, that makes me this franchise area's coroner too. And you are? Magic, I'm here about Sam Watts. His grin fades. And what makes you think I know anything about that? Sam had a locator chip embedded in his skull. I followed it here. I see. Well, you're right. He's here. Not too many people know about the murder yet, though. The press haven't caught wind of it yet. What with it being all the way out here in the Barrens. So who told you he was dead? Sam's digital ghost. When his heart stopped, I got sent a recorded message asking me to bring his killer to justice. Guess he had a hunch. The dwarf raises his eyebrow, a smile wiping the suspicion from his face. A dead man's switch, eh? Fascinating. I was working on him earlier. He's over there. Oh, he's over here. Talk. He's my second Emerald City Ripper victim. The third one was downtown. Ripper, huh? Emerald City Ripper. He sighs. Not my title. That's what Seattle press insists on calling the killer. All I know is that, like the original Jack, our Ripper knows how to handle a scalpel. But this one's even more twisted. He or she also removes an internal organ from the victim. What price did the Ripper take from Sam? Watt's liver was cleanly cut out. How about the other lucky contestants? The first victim's heart was missing, and the third had the spleen removed. McCluskey! Dresden, get out here! Oh. Hear about the Ripper Vic, Sam Watts. Oop, better touch this. Sam's body is half covered with sterile surgical sheet, his face an ashen white, for the first time without a smirk on it. Below the chest there was a small pencil-thin incision covered in dried blood. Beyond that, the corpse is immaculate. It would seem like the killer knew exactly what they wanted from him and took it. Next to Sam are several plastic envelopes containing evidence found on his body. You can examine the evidence through the bag without spoiling it. Look at the business card. Moving things around, you can make out that it's a card from a place called the Seamstress Union. There is something handwritten on the back, but blood has made it illegible. Look at the cred stick. It's a standard cheap unsecured cred stick. No way of knowing what's on it without slotting it. Take the cred stick. You unslot the cred stick into your PDA. 300 win is added to your account. Look at the purple shirt. It's Sam's shirt. Several of the buttons are missing and the blood has thoroughly soaked it. The bag sloshes a bit in your hand. Look at the handwritten note. You can only see part of the note, given the torn off bits and bloodstains. Sam, I feel terrible that we have been blank, long blank, to say I'm sort blank. See you there. Love, Jessica. Put down evidence back. Let's go. Loot this. Basic medkit. Awesome. Walk out. Talk to McCluskey. He looks like a troll with a bad attitude. Towering over the diminutive coroner is a homicide detective right out of the central casting. If you ignore the tusks, pointed ears, and Neanderthal brow, you can smell his cheap aftershave from a mile away. So this is the new Ripper Vic, Watts. Name's familiar. Didn't his mother kill herself a while back? The coroner frowns. So you insisted at the time. He chortles. Come on, she offed herself. I had it on very good authority. Now let's go, Dresden. Give me something to work with here. This Ripper case is my ticket to a lieutenant's badge. I've already posted everything I know. The killer stuns the target with a combination of drugs and magic, then removes a single internal organ while they're still alive. The perpetrator is most likely right-handed, with a slim hand that knows its way around a scalpel. Has a decent understanding of human and meta-human anatomy, too. So I'm looking for a whacked-out surgeon. Not necessarily. I don't know any surgeons who still use scalpels anymore. Those days it's all done with computer-controlled lasers. Could be anyone from a military field surgeon to an antique medicine aficionado. You're no damn help, dwarf. The Lone Star detective finally notices it. You notice his superhuman powers of observation. Who the hell are you? I'm nobody who didn't hear nothing. That's right, and if you do hear something, I'll knock it right out of your head. He looks back at the dwarf. Dresden, get me more. I'm putting someone in a cell or a box this week and claiming my promotion. Okay, so obviously McCluskey does things by the book. Let's talk to Dresden. Dresden looks amused. Do you always make friends that easily? Well, he didn't seem like my type. He cocks his head to one side. Be straight with me. You really gonna work for the dead man? I'm gonna bring his killer to justice. At least, street justice. Wow! Fascinating again. Detective McCluskey isn't interested in anything but Detective McCluskey. He'd convict his own mother if it meant another 10 win a week in his paycheck. Plus, he's on the take. Dresden pauses, considering. You have honor, after a fashion. I try to honor the dead in my work, so we have that in common. Cool! What can I do to help you? What was McCluskey said about Sam's mother? The official report is that she committed suicide about a year ago. Aren't you the official in that sentence? My name's on the report, but my actual findings left some doubts. I can't say that it wasn't suicide, but there are unusual bruises on her upper arms, and she didn't use her dominant hand to pull the trigger. I was told to drop it, so I dropped it. Who still uses scalpels? Doctors still learn how to use them in their first year of medical school, as do coroners, but neither profession uses them much anymore. It's possible that some of the slimier chop shops still use scalpels, I suppose, but I wouldn't know where to look. On the take, who's paying to hold his leash? I don't know, but someone with major pull has been looking out for McCluskey's career and wallet. What are organs worth these days? A whole healthy body can be worth a bunch in win, but individual organs not worth as much anymore. What with all the synth and cyber stuff on the market these days, organ grinders only deals in the recently deceased. There's plenty of other chop shops that aren't as picky though, and they don't care where the bodies come from either. Have you heard of the Seamstresses Union? It's a nearby club in the Barrens that attracts lowlifes. You probably like it. Me, I'm not really that going out type. Always too much to be done around it. Plus the dead are just easier to get along with. I just need to know one more thing. Where was Sam killed? Ooh. Oh. Okay. Dresden looks up to you intently for a moment before speaking. You know, I might be able to do you one better. Why don't you poke around those body lockers in the back and see if you find anything useful. Okay then, I'll go do that. Okay. So, I got more stuff. I got 2 karma for finishing that quest, so that was pretty cool. Alright, spend karma. Her. Okay. Let's see. I don't have enough for that. I think I'll get some in dodge. Let me look at the other ones. See if there's anything cool I can get besides this. Willpower, he's got a chance to hit with magical attacks. Don't care. That's not me. Yeah, I didn't do any of that. So, I'll think I'll stick to... Okay. Alright. Well then, I think I'll get some more dodge. Help against physical attacks. I hope that includes, ranged bullets. Alright. Okay, you can move around clicking on these top ones. That's cool. Alright, confirm. Save. Oops. Can't do that yet. So let me loot these suckers. Dock wagon, basic trauma kit. Awesome. Dock wagons, I believe, save your ass when you die. So I think they help resurrect you, and I think other people can get it. Certain people in your party can get it. At least that's what I've heard. But then again, I don't plan on dying. And another medkit. Awesome. Let me click on that body thingy. The cold storage drawer is labeled John Doe, but the internal thermostat is set to 21 degrees Celsius. I don't know how to do metric system. Alright, open drawer. I'm assuming that's hot though. The cold storage drawer opens to reveal fully clothed body of a man, arms folded across his chest. In addition to sporting some of the brightest orange hair that you've ever seen, the body seems to be in very good condition. Jake Armitage. Whoa! Easy there. Apparently Jake Armitage is like a really big character in the Shadowrun universe. So he's definitely popping up in this video game. Hey now. In one quick move, he jumps down from the drawer and stands before you. For someone who just woke up in a morgue locker, he seems unfazed and pretty well put together. You spot a data jack drilled into his temples and some shamanistic tattoos peeking above his collar. An interesting combination. I told John to wake me up at 6 in the morning. Is it 6 yet? It doesn't feel like 6 yet. Sorry, didn't expect you to be so alive. Yeah, Tristan thinks he's pretty funny. You're not the first person he's pulled this on. Mm. He chuckles. Well, so much for a good night's sleep. On the plus side, I notice you haven't killed me yet, so that's good. If you aren't after me, then what's your story? The latest Ripper victim. Did you know him? Sam, eh? Glad somebody cares. We used to drink together every now and then over at the Union. Decent enough guy, always in trouble over something or other, though. That's Sam. Jake yells towards the other side of the room. John, is this guy cool? Yeah, he's on the level. Working for Sam, I believe it or not. Some sort of dead man switch. I thought you could help him out. Maybe even stop moping around the shop all day. Thanks for volunteering me. He pauses. Might be sizing you up, but it's hard to tell behind those shades. Alright then. The name's Jake, and you are? Call me Magic. Nice to meet you. Well, it sounds like you're taking a dive into the deep end here. John's right. I might be able to help you out. I was with Sam the other night, the night of the murder. Poor guy. He was hanging out at the Seamstresses Union that night. Tripped out and rowdy. I'd been laying low for a few days after a bad run. Mrs. Kabuda asked me to throw Sam out, so I did. But out in the alley, some gangers got the jump on me. He winces. Damn. Maybe I need a cup of soy calf after all. John, could you grab me a cup? Get your own damn cup. My hands are dirty anyway. Now what's wrong with this intestine? You heard a loud squelching sound as Sam continues his work. Squeak! Thanks, Judd. You're a real pal. Anyways, there's a big fat core bounty on my head. Like I said, my last job didn't exactly go according to plan. Out in the alley, a few Halloweeners got the jump on us. Damn gangers thought they could turn a quick profit off of my head. Jake smiles, and you get the impression that didn't work so well for the gangers. Sam stumbled off during the fight, though, and that's the last I saw him. Until he turned up here, dead on arrival. Reminds me of my last stay in this place. You've done this before? It's a long story. I ended up in the morgue more often than the average guy. Yeah, Jake's here a regular. Should have started a rewards card, Jake. A few more visits and you get a free night stay. Jake laughs. I'll hold you to that, John. Anyway, they found Sam's body less than a block away from the Union. Missing liver and all. Tell you what, you look like you can handle yourself in a fight. I could use some backup to settle the score with the Halloweeners out there. Their leaders got the whole gang searching the Barrens for me. I need to get rid of that asshole. In return, I'll take you to this place Sam was murdered. It's not safe to hit these streets alone at night. Trust me. Jake eyes you up and down. And maybe I'll throw in some decent supplies while we're at it. Hey, what's wrong with what I'm wearing? What do you say? I do like a bit of street justice every now and then. Alright, Jake, count me. Great. I've been hiding out here ever since that run-in with those Halloweeners. Whiny bunch of gangers. But this stretch of Barrens is their turf. Hell, I'm surprised you even made it to this morgue in one piece without packing some heat. He yells over his shoulder. Very funny, Jake. You can sleep in the dumpster tomorrow. So you need a weapon? Since I have been increased my stats with a shotgun, I'll go with that. I'm good with a shotgun. Like the subtle approach, eh? Try this cannon out. I got a street sweeper. Awesome. So, ready for an evening out on the town? Just a minute. Just tell me more about these gangers first. Well, they're one of the nastier gangs in town. Their symbol is a flaming jack-o'-lantern. But you wouldn't like their version of trick-or-treating very much. Around here, they're led by a troll named John Paul. He's got all the Halloweeners and the Barrens looking for me. We take him out, and maybe I can breathe a bit easier. If you're buying. Hey, I've already provided the party favors. Hey. You can leave whenever you're ready. Okay, so apparently I got a new person in my party. Yeah, but I can't click on him. I don't know what this arrow does over here below the power bar. Okay. What's behind here? Anything I can click on? Nah. Employees only, do not go beyond this point. Alright, let's blow this taco stand. Making all sorts of friends. Confirm. The Redmond Barrens. Run in the Seattle sprawls, sooner or later you'll find yourself in the Redmond Barrens. It doesn't matter your business or tourist trap, you've got a recipe for mean as hell. You leave behind the sanitized death and formaldehyde Oregon street grinders behind, entering the anarchy and desperation of the streets. Jake stops a moment to breathe deeply, filling his own lungs with motorcycle exhaust, radioactive dust, cordite, and who knows what else. He exhales with an expression of wry contentment. The stench and grime tell him he's home. Alright guys, I actually think I'll end it right here. Time's about to run out anyways, and the new section has ended. New section is about to start. Maybe I should have started reading that. Maybe I'll edit this out. But thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I've made new friends since I came to Seattle, so that's cool. And I'm looking forward to doling out some street justice. Yeah. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like, favorite, subscribe, or whatever if you do. If you don't, you don't have to. I'm cool like that. So, anyways, this is Matt Jack, signing out.